Hey, Dad. What you doing? Making notes for the show or something?
No, my boy. I'm actually making a few changes to my will.
What could you possibly be changing in your will?
Well, I've decided I think it would be nice to have the Toronto Maple Leafs as my pallbearers at my funeral.
What? Why do you want the Leafs to be your pallbearers?
Yeah, because I think it would be nice to have the Leafs let me down just one last time.
This is the 10 Minutes with Andrew podcast. And now, here's Andrew.
Kiss me in the rain tonight. I'm here at the borderline, waiting for you patiently.
Welcome back to 10 Minutes with Andrew. I am, of course, Andrew, and I'm again joined by Mark Chansey. Welcome back to the show.
Happy May long weekend, everybody.
Happy May long weekend. I think it's only in Canada, though.
It is Victoria Day weekend, indeed.
Yeah.
It's the May 2-4 if you live in Ontario.
Yeah.
With reference to a 2-4 of beer. That's
Yeah, I didn't know that.
24 bottles of beer in a package. When I was living in Ontario, you'd buy a 2-4.
Oh,
When I moved back to Newfoundland some 30 years ago, you couldn't get a 2-4. You could only get a dozen of beer.
Oh, yeah.
But the funny thing is, they were about the same price.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, it's funny that they have the May 204 weekend this weekend when it's actually next weekend is May 24th.
Well, it falls on the same, I can't remember, is it the penultimate Monday? I believe that's how they mark it. So here's me coming home from the long weekend. At the end of a workday Friday. It's a long weekend, I'm quite happy to say. And I have a lot of good memories of the May long weekend as a boy growing up in Mississauga, Ontario. And it's a little different. See, in Ontario, we had family friends, dear family friends, the Sostacks, who lived across the street, and they had an in-ground pool.
Yeah.
And the long weekend in May was the weekend that they opened their pool.
Yeah.
And we were in it swimming. And it would all culminate on Monday night with a fireworks display in Mr. Sostack's backyard. And I can remember as a child, the big part of the fireworks display was the burning schoolhouse. And there's a picture of the burning schoolhouse. This was actually a cardboard schoolhouse that really did very little fireworks-wise. It had some color shooting out of the chimney stack and some spark showers, but all the kids wanted to see the burning schoolhouse.
The burning schoolhouse.
The burning schoolhouse. But again, you're probably not allowed to have a burning schoolhouse these days, are you?
Probably not. I wouldn't say so.
Probably considered quite violent.
I would assume it would be violent nowadays, yeah.
So lots going on today. I don't know how we're going to decide what we're doing. The Leafs have a new coach.
Well, we're going to talk about that first. The Leafs have a new coach.
A new coach.
We talked about this last week.
Right.
And we both kind of expected this guy to be the new coach.
I was expecting it. Well, here's a question.
Oh, yeah, okay.
If this had been done, say, December,
Yeah?
are the Leafs still in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think so.
So just, I don't know how we'd ever know.
Oh, is it a rhetorical question?
But,
Is
well,
it a rhetorical
no, you have an opinion.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how we'd ever prove it, but
So for those of you that don't know who we're talking about, the Leafs have hired Craig Berube as a new
Berube.
head coach. It was also reported, and I'm just
former Leaf too, by the way.
former Leaf, yeah. Real tough guy.
Well, I think he played over 1,000 games and had like
Yeah.
40 goals or
But
something.
I checked Wikipedia. He only played with the Leafs for like 1 year.
Yeah, he was only there for
Yeah.
40 or 50 games, actually. He came over. Actually, he left.
He left in the Gilmore
in
trade.
the Gilmore trade. Probably the greatest trade in Toronto Maple Leaf history.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do?
But yeah, I always wanted to. I'm just going to mention this, so it was reported by Pierre LeBrun of TSN that it was a 4-year deal. But the reason that I bring that up, I just want to say I brought that up. But with coaches nowadays, length of the deal doesn't really matter.
Not a
because
bit.
they could get fired anytime. So,
Not a bit.
I just brought that up. But yeah, Craig Berube. I think the first thing we should do is get your thoughts. What are your thoughts on Craig Berube, as the new head coach?
I like it. I was asking for it mid-season, him specifically. So they caught up to my wishes. My only hope, or my only concern, is that this is it for the big changes, right?
I don't think so.
They had their press conference. They told us change was coming. They've got the coach. Are they going to say, well, there's the change. Let's keep going with the same guys?
But I just don't see that. I mean, like last week we talked about how Brendan Shanahan didn't say he believed in the core, and Brad Treliving, I think, even made a point of saying in last week's press conference that he doesn't see just the change being the coach. He doesn't see.
I don't think it will be either. I'm just really hoping it isn't, because that would be disastrous.
Let me tell you something. If, for whatever reason, Mitch Marner's on this team next year, he's not going to like Craig Berube. I can tell you that right now.
Well, maybe he brings the best out in him.
Maybe, but I just don't see it.
Or maybe not.
But yeah, I think it's a good move. And some people now, I guess on social media are saying, that the one thing they were iffy about when it came to Craig Berube coming to Toronto, because it was like he was always the front runner, and it was always kind of him that we expected, but he was talking to the Jets and the Devils, and they thought, well, maybe he doesn't want to be in a big market like Toronto with a lot of pressure, but apparently he does because he's here.
I'm not going to comment on that because I wouldn't be able to do it without insulting the fan bases in Winnipeg or New Jersey. So,
all right, yeah.
Going to take the high road.
Well, I think Sheldon keeps going to New Jersey anyway.
Well, he could be.
Yeah.
They haven't announced, have they?
They have not announced anything.
What are we doing today, my son?
Well, today we're going to play a new game.
A new game?
We are.
What would the game be today, I wonder?
We're going to play...
Like that?
Yeah, I do.
A new game. It's called
Agree, Disagree, or Buffoonery.
Aha, I like that. That's pretty flashy. Who came up with that?
You did, actually.
That's right. Okay.
So I wanted to. So this is Ross Atkins had a press conference yesterday. Yeah, this is going to be great. And we have some audio clips from that press conference, and he said pretty much nothing, but they made him available to the media, and it was. Yeah, I mean, it was just we're going to go over it, and we're going to listen to the audio clips, and if we agree with him, we agree. If we disagree, we disagree, and if we think he's just totally out to lunch, I think is the expression, then that's buffoonery.
Well, I can make it easy on us post edit when we're doing the editing post show. Just stick the buffoonery title above me for the whole segment.
Yeah,
because the whole press conference was buffoonery.
I actually have a tweet here I want to read.
Go for it.
Just one tweet from Sid Sixero.
Sexy Sid is back.
Sexy Sid is back.
He didn't say the F word, I hope.
He did not.
Oh, good.
He said the Toronto Blue Jays, a last-place team, made their GM available to the media Saturday, nearly 5 hours before first pitch, during a Canadian long weekend, no less. They were hoping the vast majority of Jays media wouldn't show up. They were wrong. And then he has a clip of Ross Atkins there, but I didn't put that there because...
I think he has a bit of a point.
I don't think the Jays media showing up was anything.
The Blue Jays are just really, really strange now, the way they operate under Shapiro.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're going to avoid the media because, I mean, the Jays they're on a homestand against the Rays on a long weekend. The media's not going on vacation.
It's true.
The fact you do it 5 hours before game time, it's kind of annoys some of the media.
Yeah.
But they all showed up.
They did.
Right? And I got to say, like, when you're doing a sports podcast like we do, you're never really hurting for content.
No.
Because there's always something to talk about.
Always something.
But I want to thank Shapiro and Atkins for the gift that they gave us yesterday.
Yeah.
Because we could fill a week's worth of shows talking about this press conference.
Yeah, and I guess we should just mention, too, Blue Jays Rays yesterday. Blue Jays had a 4-0 lead. They lost 5-4. 4 runs was the most they were going to score. That's all they can really score maximum in a game. So they lost 5-4.
Well, let me, on the heels of the press conference, let's talk about this team quickly. They're 19-25. They're 6 games below 500.
They're last place in the AL East.
They haven't been 6 games below 500 since 2019, which incidentally was the first year of the Bo and Vladdy show.
Oh, wow.
There's 30 teams in MLB.
30 teams, yes.
Yeah, they're 26th in hitting.
Yep.
And they're 24th in pitching.
Man.
So keep that in mind when we listen to these clips.
Yeah.
Because what Ross Atkins refers to, there's no other living, breathing human being can understand what team he's watching.
Yeah, I just wanted to point this out, too. The Blue Jays, I saw a tweet earlier, the only team that has scored fewer runs than the Blue Jays this year is the Chicago White Sox.
No,
The Paul DeYoung led
we
Chicago
know where
White
they
Sox.
are. Yep. Well, you got Paul DeYoung.
Yeah.
But even like the Rays, Randy Arozarena
Yeah.
is struggling mightily.
Struggling. Oh, yeah.
Average-wise.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He's
For sure.
like 170-something batting average. But he still has 8 home runs.
Yeah.
He's still knocking in RB. Like he's producing.
He's producing, yeah.
Our guys are just struggling, not producing.
100%.
There's more times I think it was twice yesterday. They had the first 2 men on base with nobody out, and guess what?
What?
Nobody scored.
That's true.
That is pretty much how the season goes. So we got these clips.
Yep.
Let's play them and do some quick, criticizing and laughing because the whole thing was a disaster.
I think we should just call this disagree or buffoonery because I don't think we're going to agree with any of them.
I think Atkins wanted to do that on the May long weekend, hoping that his Rogers bosses were on vacation and wouldn't see it.
Oh.
I would love to know what precipitated this idea to roll him out there yesterday.
Yeah, me too.
And I've never seen a guy talk for 24 minutes and say nothing.
Yeah, this is... yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
And it's...
So,
yeah.
you ready for clip number 1?
I am ready for clip number 1.
All right, here's Ross Atkins in the presser yesterday.
Obviously, we're not where we would like to be. We have seen some encouraging things of late that have not resulted in wins, and have seen some encouraging things in our offense that we feel with time and the talent that's on the team that we can you certainly see righting this ship. Go!
Totally. Doe is indeed the correct sound to play after that one.
So the game is agree, disagree, or buffoonery. It's just buffoonery for me.
Me too.
And I don't want to make it seem like I'm anti-Blue Jay. I am a huge Blue Jay fan. I have been a Blue Jay fan since they started here in 1977.
Yeah, and they're 2-time World Series champions.
I spent many a game watching at the old Exhibition Stadium in Toronto, which was a disaster of a stadium.
Yeah.
So it's not that I don't like the Blue Jays, but I will honestly say I do not like Ross Atkins.
Neither do I.
What he pulled last fall and the lie he told to the fan base about not knowing that Berrios was going to be taken out early. Ever since Shapiro arrived in Atkins, this team has morphed into spin doctors. It's all about media spin. They never tell the truth. And either they can't see what's right in front of them or they refuse to see what's right in front of them. So first one is buffoonery.
Buffoonery for me too.
Total buffoonery.
And it's funny because I think that press conference last fall goes neck and neck with the Moreno trade for the worst moves Ross Atkins has ever made as GM of the Blue Jays.
Yeah, and like the focus the last couple of years has been renovating the Rogers Center. I think that's just going to turn into a case of lipstick on a pig. And that's what it's turning into. So that was clip number 1. Let's go to clip number 2.
We have been over the last really month getting into really good hitters counts and working starting pitchers hard, but we just haven't been getting our best swings off in those counts.
So buffoonery.
Buffoonery, agreed.
He's talking about getting into really good counts and working starting pitchers hard. Again, I don't know what team he's watching. And really, who cares?
Yeah,
like if you're not winning, who cares what you're doing to the other starting pitcher? You're
Yeah.
not winning. So Friday night, just so you know, Tampa starting pitcher took a perfect game into the 7th inning. So they're working that starting pitcher pretty hard. And yesterday, Eflin pitched. He threw 75 pitches in 6 innings that he worked. So is that working starting pitchers hard? Because if it is, there's trouble coming.
And it's funny because even though they got a bunch of runs in yesterday, when it was 4-0, I tell you, that team, it was first pitch swinging every time. There was no working counts.
And they
there.
had a little streak of it working.
Yeah.
But more often than not, it won't.
Yeah, and Vladdy has a problem. He should just stay at first, but twice yesterday, he tried to stretch it into a double. The first time, he was barely safe. Second time, he was out by a mile.
Well, I can't blame that on Atkins.
No.
That's just
Vladdy
trying to do too much. So here's clip number 3 from Ross Buffoon Atkins. Whoops, wrong one, sorry. Try again.
We have been over the last hit really 15 to 30 home runs, first 6 of our guys at the top of our lineup, but we do have to be driving the ball harder. We do have the exit velocity, like we're seeing guys hitting balls hard. They're not going over the fence and not enough, and we are working very hard to correct that.
Buffoonery. Let me tell you, this exit velocity thing, if you're a stats nerd, maybe, but exit velocity tells me it's getting to the shortstop on a ground out faster. It's getting to left field on a fly out faster. Unless it's a home run, even then, exit velocity to me, or as people that aren't into the stats, hardcore analytics like Ross Atkins, doesn't mean anything.
Well, I have nothing more to say.
Thank you.
Exit velocity to me means you just get out faster.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
So, clip number 4?
Yeah, let's hope we play the right one this
Let's try to hit the right button this time.
We do have really encouraging stories out of some of our lineups.
He's
there
encouraged.
are guys that are having really
he's
solid
encouraged.
years, and really encouraged by
I'm not.
Varsho getting turned around. Davis Schneider's been incredible this year. Jano's obviously been very good. There's been other really strong stories.
So, let me have a little time here.
All right. I'll give it to you.
I think I figured it out. He's talking about the Dodgers, right? So his guys are having really solid years, he said. Really encouraging stories out of some of our lineup, and he specifically mentioned that Varsho has turned it around. Just so people are aware, Varsho is hitting .212. What did he turn around? Tell me.
I don't know.
And then he says Schneider has been incredible.
Davis Schneider was
Now,
almost...
if the expectation is he's going to be terrible, I guess he's been incredible. He's hitting .267.
Yeah.
Like, that to me isn't incredible.
No.
But he used the word incredible, right?
I think Ross Atkins. I don't think he's talking about the Dodgers. I think he's watching the 2016 Blue Jays. The last time
He's
they were
talking
good.
about Davis Schneider as if he were Shohei Ohtani.
Davis Schneider was going to quit baseball before he got called up, and he had one good game.
So I ask, who's having really encouraging stories? Let's see. Vladdy has been hitting a little bit more, but he's usually left stranded on base because no one can get him home. Mm-hmm. Or like yesterday you mentioned, he tries to stretch an obvious single into a double and gets thrown out at second. He's still stuck on 4 home runs.
Yep.
Jansen has been decent, but he's only played in half the games because he was hurt for half the season so far. So who is he talking to? Is he talking about Vogelback?
No,
Hang on. I'm not done.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm getting a little hot here now.
I'm sorry.
Is he talking about Vogelback with the incredible stories? Because he's batting 108.
I don't know.
Hey, I'm not done. 108.
I'm sorry.
Is he talking about Turner? Turner's batting 231, and he's in the middle of an 0 for 25 slump. So is he talking about Turner with the incredible stories? What about Kirk? I'm not done. Alejandro Kirk. He's batting 188. Is that an incredible story? Biggio, 198 he's batting. Springer, 197. Bichette is batting 217. Again, what team, Ross Atkins, are you referring to when you talk about these incredible stories?
I think he's talking about Josh Donaldson and the 2016 Blue Jays.
I have no idea what he's talking about, but he mentioned guys are having really solid years, and there are some really encouraging stories coming out of our lineup. I just mentioned your whole lineup. Where is the encouraging story? Now, the floor is yours if you have anything left to say.
I can't with this team, man. I mean, you just put it all out there. This makes no sense to me. Like this, part of me was hoping that this press conference, and it was a stupid thing to hope because I knew it wasn't going to happen. Part of me was hoping this press conference, they were going to fire John Schneider, but they didn't. And, you know, as Ross Atkins calls him, Schneids. We'll get to that in a minute. You'll hear that in a minute, I'm assuming. But, man, it's just, what team is it? I think he's watching the 2016 Blue Jays, which is funny because that was the last time the Blue Jays were actually a good team. But, like, this guy has gone with bad managers for, like, the whole time. He had Gibbons. Gibbons walked. Then he brought in Charlie Montoyo. That was a disaster. Now he's got Schneider.
The one thing I did take from yesterday is everybody's safe right now.
100%.
There's nobody being looked at for anything. We're just going to keep plugging away, and it's going to turn around because he uses the phrase time and talent. Time and talent. We have time and talent to turn this around. Whether or not you have time is debatable, but you don't have the talent to turn this around. We've been trying since 2022 to get better with this lineup, and anyway.
I think this might be the greatest episode we've ever done.
It's quite the story, quite the statement.
I think so.
Clip number 5.
Just like, maybe the funniest, I think.
Should we move on?
Yes, let's just move on.
I'm going to see if I hit the right button because I almost did it again.
So hitting is the most dynamic and challenging challenge really in professional sport. And
No, it's not.
The things that we've worked to change, we do believe in the changes and adjustment, and feel like we have the time and the talent for that to correct.
No comment. Buffoonery. We have the time and the talent for that to correct. How much time are we going to wait?
Somebody actually asked him, how much time are you talking about? And he says, yeah, there's no specific window. And
yeah, I know. It's I don't know. Let's go on to the next clip.
All right.
Because
good to see yesterday hit 2 balls really hard. I think, Schneid's has talked about it a lot, just getting the ball in the air, to left field more often when he's been really good. He's always done that. He's put balls over the fence in that direction. And seeing him pull that ball at 107 yesterday was really encouraging. The exit velo is there. The intent is there. The drill work is there. The buy-in. So I feel like it will come. And now it's, we have time, but it needs to start to change.
So a lot of buzzwords and catchphrases there. He was referring to Vladdy on Friday night's game. But I will say, if I never hear the term Schneid's or exit velo again, I will be just fine with that.
Me too.
He mentioned the buy-in. The buy-in.
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean? This is a results-oriented industry. We don't want buy-in.
Oh my
we
God.
want wins. That's all we want. Wins.
Man. Also, he's referring to. Did you say he's referring to Vladdy in that clip?
That clip, he was referring to Vladdy, who hit a ball hard to left field and was caught. But it was hit hard. So, like I said, he got out faster because the ball traveled to the glove faster.
Buffoonery.
I don't even have to say it. Just keep the buffoonery up there.
Let's just move on.
And I'm not even going to worry about it. So that was clip number 6. So we're going to go to number 7 now.
Right button.
Right button.
Yeah, we've had a lot of dialogue to talk about. We have a lot of good players in AAA that could contribute. It's just where and what position and which players would you subtract, not necessarily subtract from the team, but decrease playing time with. We feel that the best contributions that could create that change in run scoring is going to come from with our clubhouse or with AAA, with the players that are here.
Is he talking about Joey Votto?
I don't know who he's talking about. So what I took from that clip was, yeah, we have the talent in AAA that could help us, but we don't want that right now. We are not looking to help our team. We think these guys can get out of it. We could fix it, but we're not going to bother.
Can I have a little bit of time?
You can have a lot of time.
I just want to say something. This AAA thing, this guy keeps talking about the minor leagues and how they have great players in the system. And one of the biggest problems with Ross Atkins has been one of the things people have been criticizing the most about his tenure in Toronto. The cupboards are bare in the minor leagues because he traded away 2 prospects for Jose Barrios. It wasn't a bad trade, but I'm just saying he traded away 2 good prospects. He's gotten rid of prospect, like the best prospect in the world, Gabriel Moreno, which we keep talking about. But it's relative. It's relevant. The cupboards are bare when it comes to prospects, and he keeps talking about prospects. They don't have it. Who are you talking about? Joey Votto? The guy's 40 years old. You signed him because he's from Ontario. He hasn't played a game in the majors yet. Who are you referring to? What team are you watching? And why are you still the GM of this team?
Good question, Sid.
Thank you.
Good question. So I have nothing more to add to that other than
Buffoonery.
He basically said we have good players in the minors that could help, but we're not going to bother trying to help this team.
Yeah.
So we're on to clip number 8. Well, there's just a few more to go.
Yep.
I'll see if I can hit the right button. I think that's that
Ross,
one.
how do you evaluate the job the coaching staff's done so far and the adjustments they make?
Yeah, man, it's like I know it's not the satisfying answer for a fan because we don't have the results, but the addition of Matt Haig, the leadership of Donnie on the offensive side, the patience and steadiness to their approach, the unbelievable work ethic that they've put in, and as I said, just that sense of urgency that has been so consistent is really impressive to see, and the fans don't get to see that.
So stop. Stop.
Okay.
We don't have the results, but boy, are we patient and steady. I can't even comprehend what he said there. And the fans, it basically says the fans won't like this answer. No, we didn't like this answer. But he's talking about how patient and steady the coaching staff are. How patient and steady is Guillermo Martinez, who has been the hitting coach for a long time here, and the hitting has been disastrous. Patient and steady.
Maybe you know, because I don't. Who the hell is Matt Haig?
I don't know. They probably brought in some psychologist coach or
I would
something.
assume.
I don't know who he is, but he got plugged in the press conference, so everything is his fault, probably. Donnie and Schneid's. All right, let's
That's a
go on to the
sitcom.
next one because
It seemed like in spring the new structure with Donnie as coordinator was a source of optimism and some change on the offense. But with the results not following that, why is it that you still believe that that's positive and where's your optimism on
because of the smaller signs, the compete, the fight, the no rollover, that's been consistent with our team this year. It's been consistent with our staff. And the things that I mentioned about our process, that we've changed the messaging and the content, we've changed the delivery, and there is complete buy-in. We don't have someone pulling in a different direction.
so the compete, the fight, the no rollover, we've changed the messaging and the content, we've changed the delivery, and there is complete, there it is again, buy-in. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Do I?
What team are you watching, Ross Atkins? Because I have no idea what you just said to that reporter who was,
my God.
I'm pretty sure it was Keegan Matheson.
There is no way this team is making the playoffs.
We've changed the messaging and the content. We've changed the delivery, and there is complete buy-in. The bottom line is you're 19 and 25.
Yeah.
So something, the message or the delivery or the content or the buy-in is not there yet.
I think this is I feel like John Schneider operates like a little league coach when he gets back in the clubhouse, because he probably looks at them and says, he's probably like Sheldon Keefe in that clip that's been going around. Let's just have fun. And then he goes, yeah, we lost, guys, but, at least we tried. At least we had fun out there.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way. What message is this guy giving?
I don't get it. Can we move on to the next one?
Yes, we can move on to the next one.
Because I don't think I'm going to get through this show without having some kind of my head blow up or something. The next one?
Let's do it.
We have
It
this
really
one
comes down to us
and one more.
Just being able to score more runs. I think that our defense has been really encouraging, and our pitching has been steady. I know we've had some blips in our bullpen, and we had a couple of guys get off to slower starts, but I feel like we'll be able to prevent runs, and we have talent and time to score more runs.
Talent and time.
We need to start winning more games. It needs to start happening.
Can we, before you say anything, can we hit a Homer Simpson on that one?
You're going to throw me all over the place here,
Sorry.
but why not?
I'm sorry.
Okay, so we only have one more clip.
All right.
So let me go back to that clip now. What I've determined, never mind the time and talent reference again. Ross Atkins has zero ability to evaluate talent, and I give you Alejandro Kirk as my chief example among them. Right? He said pitching has been steady. The bullpen has been an absolute disaster, except for Jimmy Garcia and Richards to some degree. Jordan Romano couldn't close a door. Never mind a Major League Baseball game.
That's an awesome line.
So in the starting rotation, you have Gosman, who's supposed to be their number one guy. He's terribly inconsistent. I think his ERA is well up over 5 right now. And we have Alek Manoah is our 5th in the rotation. He's actually made the starting rotation. So we can't even fill out 5 spots with Major League arms. So we basically have 3 dependable starters, which would be Barrios, Kikuchi, and Bassett, and 2 dependable arms in the bullpen. But hey, we have time and talent.
I really thought the 5th spot should have gone to that Yariel Rodriguez, because he had a very
he's
good
on the
start.
deal.
He is on the deal, but actually now you can't say deal,
Right?
But I think when he comes back, you should put him there. But I don't think they're going to, because they love Manoah, I think. But there's no reason to. I think it should be Rodriguez. But let's go to the last clip.
Okay, the last clip is a question from Buck Martinez.
This is the only good question that was asked.
This is the question that I would have asked at this point, and I would have hammered him more than Buck did. Now, most of the media are Rogers employees.
So they can't, yeah.
To me, they really can't ask the
they
controversial stuff that's going to cause trouble. Buck is in a bit of a different situation, right? Buck is
like Sid.
Buck is kind of there at their pleasure.
Yeah.
Right? He could walk away anytime he wants to and get a job anywhere in baseball that he wants to. So here's Buck Martinez's question. Let's sure I hit the right button, hey?
Ross, when you talk about exit velocity and all of the execution and the communication and everything else, when do you say maybe these players aren't the right players?
Yeah.
You only don't have
we're not there. We're not there. I think that, I've seen, really encouraging signs from Vladdy over the last several weeks. Seen really good signs from Bo over the last, week, and have seen Bo go through these stretches before. Maybe this one's a little bit longer than one he's been through before. But he comes out on fire, and I know that he will. I am not concerned about those guys being good players, and do not think about those changes. We need to think about complementing and supplementing, and we have really good players in AAA performing at a really high level that hopefully can come in to contribute. So, I have so much confidence in Bo and Vladdy and George that they're going to be contributors and solid ones that I am confident we're going to score more runs.
Ross Atkins, you're a buffoon.
Yep.
Thank you, Buck, for asking that. Basically, he asked, when are you going to stop the spin and acknowledge the fact these aren't the players to get it done?
It's true. You know what? This is a weirdly Leafs kind of thing, because we've been talking about the core four for ages, and now we're talking about this with
Have you been reading my notes?
No.
Oh.
Why?
Because I have in my notes that I think sports executives in Toronto, it must be in the water they drink.
Yeah.
Because it's the Leaf approach, right?
Well, not Brad Treliving.
They get stuck on the core for years, and they can't look past it. The Leafs have done it with their core four. Atkins is doing it with Vladdy and Bo, Vladdy and Bo, Vladdy and Bo, Vladdy and Bo. They've taken us nowhere. Nowhere.
But you know what the difference is? If there is any difference, and maybe it hasn't happened yet, so maybe it won't be any difference, but if it does happen, the difference is the Leafs finally got out of that situation and realized this is not the team.
Not yet.
Not yet.
They've said it.
They've said it.
But not yet.
But saying it is an improvement already.
I think there will be some moves in the summer, and it should be a fun summer for Leaf fans.
And we just talked about Craig Berube coming in as a new head coach. This Blue Jays team needs like a Joe Girardi to manage him, because
they need someone with a bit of bite.
Yeah.
And the games have to stop. Let's just concentrate. Let's have winning as our number one priority. Yeah. Our number one goal is to win, not have fun, not be steady and patient.
No.
Right? Not to call each other cute nicknames, Snides and Donnie.
This guy.
Snides and Donnie. Anyway, we got to move on. You got anything else to say?
Ross Atkins has been here for 9 years.
Because we're up over 33 minutes now.
All right. Yeah, we got to move on.
But there wasn't anything there we could cut out.
No, we couldn't.
We had to play the buffoonery and let Blue Jays fans understand how bad things are at the management level. Right?
So I guess, So I guess we're at that point now where we
talk about our weight loss. All right, I'm going to go first.
All right.
1.0, I'm down.
1 pound.
So I kicked your butt, no doubt. You got on the scale, and what did it say?
Told me I was down 2.8 pounds.
Oh, bullsh! Are you for real?
Yes, I'm for real.
2.8. Did you say 2.8?
Yes.
Oh, for the love of things holy. Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you. Now, it's the May long weekend. We should get out and do some golfing. What do you think?
It's, of course, not open.
Right, that's Newfoundland.
But it does open on Wednesday.
In Ontario, the May long weekend represents the start of summer.
Yeah.
In Newfoundland, the May long weekend represents the end of winter. That's the difference.
That's the difference.
The high today is going to be 4 degrees Celsius.
That's great.
And their golf course is not opening until June the 2nd. First, whatever.
Well, there's 2 courses. The big one opens on June the 1st. The smaller one opens on
Thursday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday's your birthday.
No, next Wednesday. Wednesday's 22nd. The
next
Wednesday.
Right. Okay, good.
Thank God.
Good. Yeah,
Are you my father?
I haven't got to get out. I don't know. I don't have to get out and do any shopping. Is that what you're telling me? I have an extra week?
Yeah.
Excelente. This was fun.
It was fun.
Thank you, Ross Atkins.
Thank you, Ross.
Owe you a debt of gratitude for the content.
100%.
I throw it back to you, my buddy.
Well, thank you for listening and watching to this episode of 10 Minutes with Andrew, and we'll be back next Sunday with the next episode. If you found us on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe and comment, and we'll be back next Sunday with the next episode.
Let's go, Blue Jays.
Let's go, Blue Jays.
All right, we'll see you next Sunday. It won't be your birthday Wednesday.
No.
Okay.
See you next Sunday.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and turn on notifications to be notified when we upload new content. You can also connect with us at andrewchansey.com.